I received my application on the 1st of August, and I received then the approval on April 2nd. So it was exactly 8 months and a day. That was even much quicker than I would have hoped for. It was very quick, and super pleased with the outcome. EB5EAN was actually one of the first regional centers I contacted, and afterwards I think I spoke to maybe 3 or 4 more. But what really stood out was, first of all, I mean, you are one of the founders, and I contacted you, and you know, almost immediately responded. It was very easy to get on a call with you, and that wasn't the situation with the other regional centers. So even though I spoke to very knowledgeable, friendly, and experienced people, I never spoke to any of the principals or founders at any of the other regional centers. So I thought that was already a big difference. EB5EAN seems very transparent in that perspective, and also obviously super responsive, very professional in your approach and the communication. I don't think it ever took longer than 3 to 4 hours before I got a response from you. So that was amazing, and I really that really appealed to me. I think I mean the combination of EB5EAN and Coulter was very attractive to me because of the impeccable track record and the long-standing relationship you have with Coulter. So I was definitely interested in investing in one of your Coulter projects. And in terms of rural and I mean, I'm not from, I don't know whether it probably matters more for investors coming from countries where there's a backlog, but I was originally already hoping not to have to wait too long before my approval, and that's obviously what's happened now as well. But fast processing was definitely a factor for me as well.
And so when you joined the project originally, it did not have the 956F approval, but now obviously it has received the 956F approval, and your personal form I-526E has also been approved, correct?
That is correct. That is correct.
And how long roughly did it take for your I-526E to be approved once you filed?
I would say 8.5 months, close to 8.5 months. Yeah, that was the time period from the time of submission to approval. As I mentioned, the central premise of EB5 program itself is to stimulate the U.S. economy, right, through investment and job creation. So job creation was definitely a major factor in decision making. The Snake River project, I think, met this criteria. The information brochure that was provided clearly enlisted what all has been achieved and what the plan was, the loan term and everything, and how long the project is going to be. So, and knowing that the job creation targets were already met, significantly reduced the risk, and that added confidence to my choice.
So I was told when I applied that I would get my EAD in about 60 days, which I did, and my 526 in 12 months, which is exactly what happened for me. So I got mine in exactly 12 months. And both of those factors were key in me choosing a rural project, because processing times for people from my country of origin are just ridiculously long. So I needed to pick something that in a way kind of was just expedited the whole thing. So yes, picking a rural project for the EB5 for me was very important. and I'm happy that I picked such a good one. When I came across regional centers, at least the regional centers that I was investing in, or investigating, I was very particular about trying to find a regional center that ensured that my funds were paid back. I looked at EB5AN and it stood out to me for multiple reasons. One, it had 100% USCIS approval rate, which was huge. And for the Twin Lakes project specifically, all the jobs have been created already. And that was big because there were so many other regional centers that I had come across in projects where they were taking your money, but construction hadn't even begun. So that was a giant red flag. But when I came across EB5AN and all the work that you did, I just knew that you had a really good track record, and it was something that I felt very safe going with. Plus, for most EB5AN projects, uh, the EADs and the advanced parole documents were being issued in 60 to 90 days, which is exactly what happened to me. And I needed that because I had a job at the time, and in order for me to keep my job, I needed my employment authorization. So I had an easy time kind of working with my company to ensure that they would wait until I got it. So that was very nice of them.
Before I got my 526E approved, I noticed that for Twin Lakes projects, the fastest approval was 9 months, roughly, I think, 9.5 months. And when I saw that, I started calculating when are my 9.5 months done. So I should start looking into it. Let me see am I getting approved soon or not. So every day I have my case on one of those apps that will give you like a update without me logging into USCIS website. I saw a notification that, there is an update on your 526E case, and I opened it, and it was to my surprise, it said approved with some, fireworks and stuff. So it was actually I was actually very excited and very happy to see. The first thing I informed was my lawyer. And before I got the notification in the mail, she received it electronically, I believe. So she forwarded it to me. But yeah, that was really exciting because I know now I'm already in line to receive that green card. With the green card, now I know that once I have my green card, it's not only allows me flexibility in terms of job. I believe there are a lot of opportunity. It also expands more opportunity because eventually I do plan to get my green card converted into citizenship. And when I do that, I open up a lot more opportunity because a lot of the companies require citizenship of the country before they can allow someone to work. So that's one. The other is it opens a lot more doors for my kids now, because now they're also eligible. They will receive their green card, and in future, when they whether they wanna stay in US or outside somewhere, at least they have that option that they don't have to worry about staying here or getting their own visa after they turn 21. So that is probably the biggest.
Got it. And I guess from an EB5 perspective, how important was it that the project was rural, in a rural area, and also, had, thousands of jobs already created? Kind of from your perspective, like how important were those two aspects of the Twin Lakes project?
I felt for me that was probably my number one criteria when I was looking into projects. When I narrowed down what type of project I was looking for, the second thing was it has to be a rural project. My country of birth is India, and by the time I would apply for any other category, there is not only right now there is a long wait time. I probably be joining the back of that back line. And for me to have that opportunity within even EB5 category to have 20% set aside visa for rural area, that was more important. And that's why I felt EB5, for my EB5 project investment, rural area was the right place.
Today, we're going to be speaking with Milan, an EB5 investor from India, who recently invested in the EB5AN Twin Lakes Rural EB5 project and received I-526E approval and work. And what were the differences? What kind of made you more interested in Twin Lakes versus some of the other projects that you looked at?
Yeah, the financial is the main part of it, because Twin Lakes has like around 16%, if I'm not wrong, that of EB5 investment, and everything else is secured by the bank loans. So that was the part where you can trust on the project that it's going to happen regardless of the EB5 investment. So, and that's how, though your money is at risk, but it is still safe. There are good chances that it won't fail or it won't hurt the process of EB5.
Today, we're going to be speaking about our Twin Lakes, Georgia Rural EB5 loan project, and we're going to be discussing the project with Gurpreet from India, a recent EB5 investor from India who joined the project and who has already received his I-526E green card approval.
We spoke with a lot of different regional centers, at least one conversation, and obviously we went with EB5AN, your regional center. And I think first and foremost thing for us which clicked very well was the focus on educating the investors themselves. Your website, and I did mention this like last year as well, I know like your website has a lot of information, great information. So that focus on educating the investors, that really clicked. I did not find any other regional center with that kind of depth, that kind of information. So that was really important, and that worked very well. So all the testimonials, like this conversation that we are having, like we went through a lot of other testimonials that were there in your website back then, and that worked well. Like that was super helpful. I think the other piece is all the regional center we spoke with, we had a conversation with one of an employee, but here, I'm talking to you now. You are one of the partners in the company, and the response rate, kudos to you, whether it's weekend or weekdays. I think we got response to all the questions pretty quickly. So that worked very well.